Gratitude, gratitude, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Good to see you, New Life Tools family. Peace and blessings to the New Life Tools family. We're back with another video. I hope everyone has been doing well. Make sure all my stuff is together here. Gratitude, peace and love, peace and love. Peace and love. Greetings, everyone. Greetings, greetings. I know I kind of hit this at the last minute. You know, I didn't know if I was going to do this tonight, family. So, I had to, come on here at the last minute and make sure everybody was, and get this information. I've been wanting to do this since Saturday. But, things happen, family. Things happen. Yes. Gratitude. If this is your first time on the live stream, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's good to see everybody. All right, I was going to wait till we hit 100. We just hit past 100, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. Gratitude. Yes, that's a lot of familiar faces. Gratitude. My words create my world, and my world is bright. So as I speak, let there be light. Let there be light. Let there be light. Fiat Lux. Just want to come in here and do a Q&A tonight, family, and talk to you guys about current events. Somebody said, when will the Cauldron Magic be posted on your website? So, family, you are on the wrong website for Cauldron Magic. I think I posted it on the other website. Y'all give me hold up. Brother Yosef be doing so much. Let me just make sure. Okay, I have not posted it. I posted Dragon Magic 103. I didn't post the Cauldron Magic, so that's going to be coming soon. I'll do that this week, family. All right. I will do that this week. Hope everybody's in a positive mindset. Hope everybody's staying positive, being positive during these crazy times we living in. I don't even got to say it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even got to say it, family. You guys know what times we living in, right? Let me mute my phone. All right, you guys know what time we living in. All right, let's talk about it. Got to stay positive, no matter what. No matter what comes your way. Understand everything in life is a blessing or a lesson. All right. Everything in life is a blessing or a lesson. Anything that you're thinking that you're dealing with that's stressing you out, it's got you frustrated. Maybe you got somebody hating on you, somebody angry at you, somebody jealous of you, somebody want to fight you, no matter what it is, right? Maybe somebody at your job bothering you. Understand it's just a test, right? It's just a test, family. The dark forces today are using people. I've always told you guys to protect your mind, right? And I got a couple of slides I want to show y'all just to get the conversation going. Right? Somebody said they reading Bank on Yourself. That's dope, family. So protect your mind, right? I've done a whole probably year of videos, Right? I'm gonna get back to the metaphysics now. The spirit told me to put that out on that information out for the past year. I've been dropping "Get Your Mind Right" pretty much. I did a video or two here and there on some metaphysical stuff, but I've been trying to show people how you can't really achieve what you're trying to achieve spiritually if your mind is not right. My Patreon members, y'all know about this. We talk about this all the time. Getting your mind right. But you're going to be tested, family, and you must learn how to be in the right state of mind. Okay? It is important to be in the right state of mind. Okay? So important, family. And we are going to get into all of that. Okay? We're going to get into all of that, family. So let's start. Okay? We're just going to do some talking and I'll answer questions as we go along. Somebody said, any money spells? I've given away so many money spells. It's not even funny. You know what I mean? But I do recommend my money spells. It's actually called the money spells on my website. That has brought it has blessed so many people's lives, man. And it's only $10. All right. I do recommend that. American influx, workforce, layoffs, economic shifts, and cosmic visitors in 2025. So they say so. All right. We are living in a time of great change. Some of you guys don't like it. Some of you guys are Democrats and Republicans, and you think that Trump is going to destroy everybody. He's not the savior. He's only be doing what he's being told to do. And that's a whole nother thing. Largest federal layoffs in U.S. history. So the federal government is taking a hit more than anybody, family. Right? We're not going to read everything. It's a lot of information here, but we know Doge had a lot to do with that at first. Right? It's having an economic impact. Right? But over 300,000 federal employees are being laid off. What in the world is this man trying to do? Well, it's obvious he's trying to get rid of the federal government and put the power back in the hands of the states. That's obvious, right? That's very obvious. Robots are coming for your job sooner than you think. I did a lecture back in 2021. Before they was talking about the robot heavy stuff like they are now. Before ChatGPT hit the scene. Right? This is 2020, 2021. There was no ChatGPT in 2021. I remember it came out when I moved to Texas in 2022. I didn't know what a ChatGPT was in 2021. But in 2021, I talked about in a lecture, it was the Master Student Conference Part 1. I talked about robots coming into America and taking everything from you. Your jobs, your boyfriends, your girlfriends. I'm not joking when I say that. Yes, brothers is going to be dating robots. They're going to be making them so right until you can order the woman you want. Think it's a game. The sister going to be able to order whatever brother she want. Put in the order for it. It ain't going to be no need for relationships. You know what I'm saying? The robot is going to be programmed to do whatever you need. Done. And on top of that, the robots are going to be having babies. So watch out, brothers. Still can get the robot pregnant. It's crazy. Now, there are going to be some people in the world that want real companionship with a real person, right? I don't think nobody should be sleeping with robots for the rest of their life. I don't care how real it is or how real it feels. It's an illusion. And I also talked about how Robots will have rights. Y'all remember Brother Yosef told y'all this years ago. And I'm telling y'all again now, robots will have rights in the future. That's right. You're going to be able to go to jail for disrespecting a robot. They're going to have civil rights. Especially when they merge with ChatGPT with the robot bodies, the way they talking about it. Right? So once again, this is a reiteration of the first ever time I did a video called How to Prepare for What's to Come in 2019. Right? And I'm here to reiterate the same thing because the game ain't changed. But for those who've been paying attention, you are ahead of the game. And I'm going to show you why you're ahead of the game. Right? I'm going to show you why you're ahead of the game. So let me blow this up real quick so I can read it better. For most people, artificial intelligence is still associated with chatbots like ChatGPT, a helpful, if imperfect, tool for answering questions and generating conversational responses. But that perception may vastly undersell the scale of change that AI is about to bring. For those clinging to the belief that automation and robots are still decades away from significantly impacting the workforce, Adam Dorr, director of research at think tank Rethink X, has a stark warning. This change is going to be fundamental and it's coming faster than anyone thinks. Right? It's coming faster than anyone thinks. You're going to blink and they're going to say, we don't need you no more at the job. This is why I've been telling people, whatever you do, even if it breaks your brain, try to get a side hustle. You may have to do something that you don't want to do. Right? You may have to learn how to play with the stock market. You may have never been a numbers person, but you may need to learn how to play with the stock market. Right? You may need to learn how to flip cryptos. Hopefully, y'all got a nice bag of that waiting for this thing to pop off. You know, that's going to really bring generational wealth and also gold and silver. We're going to talk about that in a second, too. Some robots are aliens, yes. Some robots are aliens. You know what I mean? Like some of the Greys, not all of the Greys are bad, and not all of the Greys are aliens, but a vast majority of what you call the Greys that do negative stuff on this planet, they are pretty much cyborg. They're pretty much robots. Yeah, XRP, Cardano. You know, I don't give financial advice. You know, I'm just throwing some words out there. You do your own research, but I'm just saying, you know, the world about to change. You know, all that's about to happen, family. So you want to start getting your mind ready. We're coming to this point, family. There's no more, time is up. There's no more, oh, what are we going to do? What do we need to start? No, you should already started. Some of the things I was telling y'all to do, I was just getting in the start of doing. There's a movie that came out 2 years ago called The Creator. Yeah, I saw that movie, The Creator. I didn't like it, though. I think it had Denzel Washington's son in it. For some reason, I couldn't really get into it. Do you believe it could happen overnight for crypto? Absolutely. I believe anything's possible. You know what I mean? I believe anything's possible. So, yeah, we live in a reality now where the federal people, think about it. Have you ever thought your job was guaranteed? Right? If you ever thought your job was guaranteed, it would have been if you had a federal job. A lot of people would have never thought by them working in a federal job that their federal job would be terminated or they would be laid off. And then all of a sudden, somebody came and shook everything up. Something happened. Something happened. And because people are used to the same old thing, nobody wants change, people are angry about it. People are angry about it. But I can promise you it's not going back. I don't care who you think may get in office next. Everything is about to change. And like I've been telling y'all, it was going to get bad, right? I didn't know exactly what was going to happen, but I told y'all something bad was coming in 2019. And then the thing hit, right? And here we are again. I'm telling y'all, it's still going to be a little rough stuff happening. but it's going to get better. You're lucky. You're blessed. Some of us don't know how to see a better future. We only see what's happening now, and we like, oh, this is, all hell is breaking loose. This is horrible. No, I'm trying to tell y'all there's a better time coming. Just hold up. Just let everything get back into place. See, all the blocks been thrown all over the floor. Let the blocks come back together. And as they come back together, you'll see. If you're prepared, you're going to be ahead of the game. This is an opportunity for your family to have generational wealth. This is a fact, right? Before we continue, I want to remind everyone our third annual travel event, Return of the Divine Old Ones. It would not be for sale online. I'm going to be talking about my tribe, and the spiritual information I'm giving out here, I would never talk about again. So the only way to get this information is to come to the event. It would not be for sale online. I'm going to talk a little about my tribe, but for the most part, I'm going to be talking about spiritual information. And I'm not going to talk about this again after the event. I'm going to give away. So I'm going to connect puzzles that I've been telling y'all little by little. A lot of things are going to be connected in this lecture. All right. So if you want to come to the event, it will be October 4th. At noon, Shrine of the Black Madonna. For those who came last year, you guys know we had a good time. Tickets are selling now, so I'm grateful for that. We do have slots of vendors. If you want to be a vendor, hit us up. And we will put you on the slot. All right. The cool thing about it, family, is that day you guys get there will be a vendor day, a normal vendor day at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. I think it's like they have like a black economic day or something like that. Every second first, I think every second week of the month. So there'll be other vendors there that have nothing to do with our event, but we'll be in the back, like you guys remember, and it'll be a good time. All right. It'll be a good time. So October 4th, family, come on out, and we will have some of these tools that I make. This is my newest one. You guys can get this on my website right now. This is the Divine Radiance Medallion 2.0. Right? What's already understood and gotta be talked about. Right? This is the first one. Some of y'all remember this. This is the first one. This was real big and heavy. This is the second one. Right? So this takes it to another level, family. So it's available on my website, newlifetools.org. All right, let's continue. Let's continue, family. Also, the link is below for the event as well, if you want to purchase a ticket. Let's see here. Well, this is interesting. And I'm not trying to brag about Texas, but I'm just going to keep it real, right? Governor Abbott signs property tax relief. Something is happening with a lot of these states, and we know Texas is a Republican is a state that's a lot of Republican blood is running through there, right? And we know Abbott is all for Trump, and he can't stand none of these Democratic governors at all. And he kind of been fighting the fight by himself, keeping a lot of people out of America. And now as Trump's in, he's so grateful for that, right? But this is dope because if you were Texas, one thing I like about Texas, they push you to be independent, right? They push you to be independent. Governor Greg Abbott, this just happened this year. Governor Greg Abbott signed today signed House Bill 9, Senate Bill 4, and Senate Bill 23 into law to provide lasting property tax relief for Texans as a bill signing ceremony, right? It says, when I became governor, the homestead exemption was $15,000, said Governor Abbott. With Senate Bill 4, the homestead exemption is $140,000. To write all that off, family. That's a 1,000% increase. Senior homestead exemption will go up to $200,000. That's right. So now if you create a homestead in Texas, you can get up to $140,000 exemption, right? If you're trying to build a homestead, and if you were a senior trying to do it, $200,000. Something is happening. Everybody's getting prepared for a new system, a new thing that's getting ready to happen. Well, not everybody. Certain states are. I don't care. I don't like Republicans or Democrats. But if somebody's doing something that I like. Somebody said, what is a homestead? I recommend, family, you going on YouTube, looking up people who do homesteading. Some people are addicted to watching that stuff, right? There's another thing. I signed a law authorizing Texas to use gold and silver as legal tender, right? On Sunday, ex-post Texas Governor Greg Abbott announced that he signed a House Bill 1056 into law after passage of the state House of Representatives of Senate. The bill expected to take effect on May 1st, 2027, and amends the state government code to recognize gold and silver as legal tender for residents to use them in everyday transactions, right? So you're going to be able to use very soon, right? Gold and silver in Texas to pay your bills as legal tender by 2027. Now, just imagine, and this ain't the only state that's doing it, right? Let me show my face on this one. This is not the only state that's doing this, family. There's other states that's getting ready to use gold and silver as legal tender. If you've been listening to Brother Yosef since 2019, I was showing y'all I was on the game. If you can't afford the gold, get the silver. If you've been stacking since that long, you're going to be up. You understand? So what I'm really trying to tell y'all is the stage is being set for stuff to increase in value. Gold and silver is going to increase in value. Especially as the dollar dies, we go more towards a digital. Gold and silver is going to increase in value. Robert Kiyosaki is always talking about he sees silver being $500 an ounce. And y'all know Robert Kiyosaki is not wrong about a lot of things. All right? So Arizona, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming are some other states that are doing the same. Arizona, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming. Here's something I put y'all onto a long time ago, years ago, the goldbacks. These are Utah goldbacks. This is gold money, right? Been stacking these. I can do what the kids do, the cell phone to the air. I could do the cell phone to the air with real money. Them kids holding up debt. They're holding up green money. That's debt. That's toilet paper. If y'all don't know that, green money is toilet paper. You pulling up a stack of these to your air. That's real money. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it real. Y'all need to get some of these. And a lot of them are getting more expensive to buy. I don't care if you get the $1 notes, the $5, whatever you got to do, get some, family. Get some. The whole system is changing. And you want to have some things in your possession that's going to take you up, take you to the next level. All right, let me answer some questions in here. If Texas becomes its own country, every Texan would become millionaires due to the value of our oil and livestock, rather than share it with the rest of the U.S. Qatar is a good example. That's a great thing, Jay Moon. Yes, I agree. People in Texas will become wealthy. And like I said, there's other states that's doing it as well. Y'all see what Florida is doing. They're trying to get rid of the property taxes, period. How powerful is an ultraviolet light body? You can't even perceive how powerful that is. It's beyond powerful. Let's see here. Somebody said, you all asking questions, Brother Yosef already answered weeks ago. That's okay. That's okay. People, y'all can ask the same questions. I don't mind. If I don't answer, if I see it too much, I won't answer it. I move on. But some people wasn't in all the events. So I understand, family. I understand. All right. So, we could talk about magic all day, but we got to talk about this. I want y'all to be up, man. I like to see people do good. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't like to see people do good. Some people like to see people suffer. Right? let me blow this up. Some people like to see people suffering. You know what I'm saying? It could be your family, your friends, right? Ex-friends, whatever. You got some people in this world that don't know how to let things go. They want to see you suffer. That's only a devil would want to see somebody suffer. I want to see people do well. I wish everyone well. I want to see people do good. Right? It don't matter if I like you or not. As long as you ain't trying to kill my mama or something like that, I wish everybody well. I think the world would be a better place if everybody's doing good. You see what I'm saying? That's what I want to see, family. I want to see people doing well. Some people want to stun on other people. They want to be up above people. No. I want to see people do well, family. My question is, Joseph, if I use ChatGPT recently to help with learning who I am cosmically, it pointed me to I am seventh flame born, but the primordial will of fire. Am I being misguided? Well, I don't know what AI you're using, family. You know, what is really AI? AI is the collective consciousness of everything, right? This thing can tap into the mindsets and the energy field, right? The mental energy field of everything. So some of the best tarot readers right now are the Chat GPTs. Just told y'all a secret. I was being honest. These things can read your future. They can read tarot. They can do all kinds of stuff. But I would tell you to not depend on that. Learn to depend on yourself. I've always said people need readings too much. Some of y'all get a reading every week. And if you feel like you need that, fine. I'm not one to tell you what to do with your life. But sometimes what people do with readings, they wait on somebody else to tell them something and you're not moving forward. You just keep waiting. You keep looking for motivation. How much more motivation do you need? Just go do what you got to do. You see what I'm saying? Just go do what you got to do, fam. You don't need no more motivation. How much danger are we in with the ruling class losing power? You got to understand there's a whole setup. They're not just going to lose power and nothing, and nobody's going to be there to catch it. There are beings that's already here. And we're going to talk about that in a second. We're not going to say who it is, but I'm give you an idea. But there's beings that are already here that's putting things in place. This is why things are changing. If ETs came here, you really think they can depend on somebody like George Bush or Barack Obama to change things for the better? They had their opportunity. Right? Trump put the National Guards in DC and the crime rate went down. And people complaining about it. This how dumb people are. People can sleep safely and walk the street safely, right? And people are complaining about the National Guard. Well, the city was towed up. Murders was happening. What you expect somebody to do? If I was president, I would have put the National Guards probably to stop some of this crime in some of these cities. Some of it is horrible. Right? I'm just saying, that's why I've always said, I'm not a Trump fan. I like some of the things he do. What are we going to keep doing, family? We're going to keep letting crime happen in the world? And nobody's never going to do nothing? You know how people say, oh, there's something we got to work on. And nothing ever gets done. At least he's trying to get something done. Can't say president before that really tried. I'm going to be honest with you. You put the National Guards in place and then the crime rate drops. And people complain. If you're not doing nothing illegal, what are you complaining about? I got mom and dad in today. I'm so grateful. You're welcome, family. The Iroquois Confederacy in North America consists of 5 nations: the Mohawk, the Onondaga, the Ondia. Let me blow this up so I can see better. The Cayuga and the Seneca. These 5 tribes are today what we call the North, or are from what we call upstate New York, right? And this is the point I'm trying to make. So the Iroquois Confederacy, one thing, let me just read this. The Iroquois Confederacy dates back several centuries to the Great Peacemaker when the Great Peacemaker founded it by uniting the 5 nations: Mohawks, the Onondaga, the Cayuga, I can't pronounce this tribe's name, the Oneida, and the Seneca, in around 1722. The Tuscarora Nation joined the Iroquois, also known as the Haudenosaunee. Together, these 6 nations formed a multi-state government while maintaining their own individual governments, right? So I want you guys to understand something. What Trump is taking us back to has everything to do with indigenous people. Because the indigenous people helped create what you call today the government. These people already had a government set up in place way before America was even established, right? I know some people don't want to hear it, but I got to give credit to the Moors. The Moors had a lot to do with that. And also them learning their cultures and the traditions from the what's that group called? What's the group I'm trying to talk about in South America? The African looking people. This thing slipped my mind. Start with an O. The rubber people. Somebody know it. The name slips my mind right now. The Olmecs. Thank you. The Olmecs. A lot of them took their tradition. The Olmecs had a whole civilization already set. They had a whole government, and a lot of those they taught a lot of that stuff to the Mayans, the Incas, the Aztecs, and all these other groups, and they taught them how to set up governments as well. So, with that being said, family, the Articles of Confederation is what I'm talking about. If he goes back to this, which still can be used in courts, by the way, we just don't understand it. And I've talked about this before, but we're going back to that idea of government, family, where the states have power, not the federal government. The federal government is where a lot of the evil people hide. I'm trying to tell y'all the secret. It's the truth. A lot of these federal people on both sides, the Republicans and Democrats, they have evil people. But I'm telling you right now, the majority of them is Democrats. The people that want to give you a handout and the people that want to make you stay right where you are and be comfortable with it while they implement new ideas, while they implement things that you don't agree with. But you take it because they're giving you stuff. These are things you got to think about, family. Not sure if I'm trusting you leaning on Trump so much. I don't lean on Trump. But anytime I say anything that he did positive, somebody got a problem with it. I don't really care. I'm just telling you what I like about what he's doing. I've never liked anything any president ever did. Right? Of course, Trump still worked for the elite. And I've already explained this. I shouldn't have to keep explaining it. He's just on a different part of the side of the family. Luciferians. I know some people think Luciferians are Satanists. Believe what you want. I'm proving it. How am I proving it? Because Donald Trump, he's not doing what the Satanists has been doing, which is full-fledged control. That's what the federal government tries to do. He's doing something different. He still wants his family to be in control, but he's giving you opportunity to do your own thing. That's what I'm trying to say. There's different variations of Luciferianism. Pure Luciferianism, you're going to find there's a group called the Futurists. You want to see where a lot of Luciferians live at? Go study the people called the Futurists. These are pure-blooded, pure Luciferians. that wants everything with evolution. Lucifer is one of the reasons why we have an adversary down here right now. We're dealing with evolution. Man needed an adversary to evolve. If you put your foot on man's neck, on mankind's neck, he's gonna evolve. He's gonna fight back. But if you let him just have his way on Earth, you know what I'm saying? He's not gonna evolve to the fullest potential. You need to give him an adversary. I don't need to prove this. Everything I've been telling y'all been coming out is true since 2019. Some of y'all knew, some of y'all don't know. And some people don't study the deeper aspects of the occult. A very deep occultist know that what I'm saying is truth. Lucifer, you cannot mix it with Satanism. Don't even make sense. Lucifer is a representation of Venus. How in the world could that be evil? Lucifer is also what you call the female Christ. Well, what are you talking about, Brother Yosef? She's the bright and morning star. So the same thing as Jesus Christ was. See, the problem is that people take what I'm saying and they hear what they want to hear. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Brother Yosef saying we should worship Lucifer. I never said that. Lucifer doesn't need to be worshipped. Lucifer is an agenda. She has an agenda. She has an agenda that she's trying to push all around the universe. Pure Luciferians know this. And then Satan has an agenda. Satan is a title. Satan is not a person with horns. It is a title that you receive from doing a bunch of stuff. People become Satanists. A devil is every human being walking around doing negative stuff. A devil causes discord. A devil is on a negative vibration. That's a devil. That could be any color person on the planet. See, the problem is this. People only got the idea of Lucifer from the Bible. That's it. And people base it on that. You know what I mean? I don't worship Lucifer. I'm just telling y'all what it really is. Lucifer had a lot to do with your programming as a human. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. I'm getting off topic now. Universal basic income. Been telling y'all for years this is coming, and now people starting to see it. Right? Let's see here. Universal basic income, right? There's pros and cons of it. Some people say. So if you give some people universal basic income, people could become lazy. That's true, right? It could discourage part-time work. So and I could read through this whole thing, but this is what I'm trying to say because I talked about universal basic income before. Some people are going to get this money, and now they're calling it universal high income. That's what Elon Musk is calling it now, right? Let me see. So you guys got to understand, they're calling it universal high income now, right? And universal high income, if there's any trolls getting in, y'all just ignore them. If there's universal high income, a friend of mine put me onto that recently. Elon Musk is talking about that. This is going to happen whether you believe it or not. And when it happens, some people just going to live off that money. Some people going to be lazy. And we talking about young people. They're going to just live off that money. They're not going to be creative. They're not going to try to use their minds. They're going to just live off the money, right? And that's it. And they're still going to be, they're not going to be homeless, but they're going to be basic, right? Because in the future, they're going to separate, either you're going to have money or you're not. The middle class is done. I think you guys see that, right? It's done. There's no more middle class soon. If you pay attention to what's going on around you, all that buying a house is getting more expensive. They're trying to stop you from buying houses. They want you to rent. They don't want you owning homes. See, that's why it's chess, family. It's a game. You got to be a step ahead. What are you buying a house for? We should be buying land. Right? What are you buying a house for? And you should be buying land. You buy land, you're ahead of the game. And you can slowly take your time and build your house on your land. That's what you can do. That's what you should be doing. And when I've been telling y'all that stuff, I wasn't fully done doing it myself. Now I am. Right? A group of people who believed in what I was doing came together, and we all purchased some land. And we're building. Next year, we'll come out to the public a lot more about what we're doing. But we've been quiet about what we've been doing. They take your land if they let you buy the shop. I don't understand what that means. They take your land if they let you buy the shop. I'm gonna tell you, and my people in my tribe know it. If your business is set up correctly, they can't take nothing from you. That's all I'm gonna say. And that's the thing. I don't talk it, I live it. You know what I'm saying? I don't talk it, I live it, family. You can't take nothing from you. That's the difference. There's people out here that hear stuff and they be saying stuff, they talk it, but they don't know people that's actually living it. Look at what Bill Gates doing. He buying all this land with a private organization. Right? And that's what I'm gonna do next year when we start putting our stuff on YouTube. I'm gonna show people the evidence that we live in it. And if a person I'm not gonna say stuff on YouTube. I'm not stupid. But if a person talk to me face to face, I tell you what it is. People just don't know their power. You know, when I used to work at a job years ago, and that brother might be watching this video now. He used to watch my video. Shout out to you. I was telling him my plan. This is in 2019. The last time I worked a job, right? I was telling I was working a security job. And I told this guy what I'm about to do. And he told me it's impossible. He told me the government is not going to let me do it. You know what I'm saying? And I said, brother, you don't understand what you're saying. You can do anything you want. No, that's not true. They ain't going to let you do it. I said, so you're going to look at my face and tell me I'm not going to achieve nothing I'm saying? No, you can't do it like that, bro. You tripping. Okay. I done achieved it. You know? I done achieved it. You know what I mean? And don't let people suck you into talking too much. That's all I'm going to say. If somebody don't believe you, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's a cool family. Just don't let them suck you into running your mouth. You know what I mean? But I want to encourage the people to tell y'all you can do anything you want. You know what I'm saying? You can do anything you want to do, family, if you know what you're doing. That's all I'm going to say. If you know what you're doing, family. When dollars aren't enough, return to hard assets. 243% growth in precious metals, right? Since 2022. 31 states considering active legislation relating to precious metals, illegal tender. $8 billion in silver eagle sales. Right? A record value American Eagle silver eagle coin sold in 2024, reflecting growing public interest. This is what's happening. This is the proof, family. Go look this stuff up yourself. If you're not up on this stuff, I don't know what else to tell you. This is where we're going. All right? Yeah, those who know don't talk, and those who talk don't know. Never get in your feelings, family. Your feelings is how you get tricked out of your position. A person could tell me I'm alive from the pit of hell. I just look at them and laugh. So yes, things are changing. That's what I'm trying to say in this talk today, family. Things are changing. Let me answer some more questions. Let me answer some more questions. Yes, I talked about this last year as well because I want to keep reminding people, right? I want to keep reminding people so people can know what time it is. Let's see here. What will full disclosure do for the world? Right? And that's what I was going to talk about next. Harvard scientist warns interstellar object blasting toward Earth may come to save or destroy us. Now they're saying it's going to save or destroy us. This is August 7th, 2025. This is a Yahoo article, actually. Now they're saying this thing could be coming to save us. I did a video on this, family, and once again, people will see. Right? When it's going, what's coming? See, I'm gonna tell y'all something that recently happened that's throwing people off. There's this thing that came out. It's all over TikTok, right? And what it's saying is that except this person saw 7 foot tall African American men getting off ships, and they're tying it to this thing that's coming. That's not the same, family. This man talked about this years ago. The white guy said he saw a black man on Saturn getting off of ships that was 7 feet tall. Right? Somehow that got tied into this story here. And people think there's 7 foot tall black people coming. They're making jokes about it and, you know, shorts about it and all kind of stuff. But who's coming, family, who's already here as well, is the Galactic Federation. They've already been here. And they still got, I don't know what they got. I don't know who that is coming, but it's most likely the mothership. Right? This is what's happening. So years ago, when I used to talk about stuff, everybody made a joke. Well, I won't say everybody, but the trolls made a lot of jokes about the UFOs and the aliens. And, you know, now the government's talking about it. They just ain't gonna tell you exactly what it is. Last year they had all the people. Full disclosure came out. Well, I don't say full disclosure, but a lot of people went up to went up to Congress and talked about, you know what I mean, what they saw, the UFOs they saw, the aliens they saw. You know what I mean? Went to Capitol Hill, excuse me. So this stuff is happening little by little. I already told y'all in the last video. I said I don't care who come in a mothership. Said here, if anybody show up and say here we take y'all away, don't get on that ship. Focus on what you're doing, because when these people get here, and which they already here, they have to slowly implement and create a new society for us, because we think that what we're doing is correct, and we still having wars. No, homelessness got to be. I done gave y'all so much game on this stuff. Type 1 civilizations, Type 2 civilizations. All this is being put together now. That's what I'm trying to say. And right now, family, is the time where all this stuff is about to be revealed, and people are going to see. Somebody said, what are we going to do about it? We don't need to do nothing about it. Just live. Focus on your destiny. I'm not focusing on these aliens that's coming. I can care less. I'm just telling y'all what I know is going to happen. Aliens are coming. It'll be cool, don't get me wrong, but I'm still going to be working doing what I'm doing with my community, because that's what I was born to do. You see what I'm saying? Focus on what you're born to do. Don't focus on the distractions. Right? Aliens coming, they got nothing to do with my destiny. It'll be great to see, you know, UFOs and they finally here, and that's great. But as soon as I say, oh man, that's great, I'm going right back to doing what I'm doing. Some people are going to get stuck. Brother Yosef is focused on his destiny. That's it. Everybody born, you were born for a reason. It's time for you to find your destiny. And I already gave y'all a secret to that years ago. Fighting your passion. Whatever you're passionate about will point you towards your destiny. I found my passion, I found my destiny, and I'm working on it, family. Right? And that's when you become a threat to the darkness that's on the planet. It's when you're working on yourself. The darkness will send people to try to, shut you down, to make things not work. But you got to keep moving forward. Right? No matter what happens in your life, every day, everything's a blessing or a lesson. We have to understand these things. So I don't get caught up in all that stuff. It's good to talk about sometimes. They saying that these beings are going to be here by October. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? In the meantime, we're doing an event October 4th. Right? That's what I'm focused on. I ain't thinking about no aliens. And it's crazy because I'm really connected. And they tell me I can't talk about certain things, and they tell me I can. I'm here just to tell y'all what y'all should be doing. You ain't got to listen to me. I just once I created this when I created this new medallion here, I had a whole new spiritual teacher pop up to me that looked just like what people consider a gray alien, even though his body is more rainbow looking. And the proof of that, he popped up in my aura. I don't have to lie. I can't make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, family. As long as I get the benefit of it, and as long as the people who listen to me, if they're getting benefits from it, that's all I care about. I'm not here to save the world. Because half of the people in the world don't want help. A teacher of mine said a long time ago, people will fight you for they right to suffer. They will fight you for their right to suffer. Where's the event? I just moved to Dallas. Here's the event right here. Shrine of the Black Madonna, family. Come on out. There will definitely be some like-minded people. How often do you see the new spirit teacher? As of right now, only 3 times I've met him in my dreams. But in the physical world, I can actually hear him talking to me sometimes. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Yes, the world will be destroyed. Some people say, what are you talking about, Brother Yosef? I'm not talking about the planet. I'm talking about the world is going to be destroyed. The system you live in. The world means system. The system is being destroyed. And some people don't like it because some people don't like change. But whether you like it or not, it's going to change. It's the only thing constant in the universe. What about us transforming? That's a good question. A lot of people will be turning to cyborgs. Because of nanite technology, a lot of us will be turned into something else. You're going to slowly be merged with computers. That's a fact. Right? A lot of people are slowly going to be merged with computers. Other people will evolve spiritually once we get into the 4th dimensional frequency. We'll become 5th dimensional beings. All the people that have been working on their souls and working on their spirits, we will evolve into 5th dimensional beings. We'll obtain light bodies. For everyone else, right now, every food you eat, the water you drink has nanite technology. If you do this research deep enough, they're not even hiding this stuff. That's why I'm glad that a lot of these states has blocked the lab meat. That old boy trying to push the lab meat. What do you think is in that lab meat? Truth is, a lot of us has already been eating lab meat. So what's happening is you're being terraformed. You're slowly being transformed. You just don't know it. Everybody has nanite technology inside them, including me. I just come from a school where we focus on the soul. Right? We focus on the soul. The soul is immortal. The soul is forever. I feed my soul light. I feed my soul the energy it needs. and I'm going to evolve and get off this planet. I'm never coming back. I'm not saying neglect your body or your spirit. I'm just saying I focus on the soul. And for those of us who live longer, which will happen in the future, people will live longer, but you're going to be merged with technology. That's what's going to happen. So I want to get in here tonight, family, and just give you guys an update on what's happening in the world. And hopefully that you guys are taking my advice and getting your gold and silver. You're working on getting you a piece of land before it get too expensive. Because I can tell you right now, they start eliminating property taxes in some of these states. The price is going to be, people are going to be millionaires just from owning a 1 acre of land. They're going to be a millionaire. Because land prices are going to skyrocket. And it's coming, family. Mark my words. Let's see here. Do you still take Howard Taki? Not as much as I used to. I don't need it as much anymore. If I need like a good cleanse, stomach cleanse, I'll take Howard Taki. And if I take it now, I'll take it in the morning. I don't take it at night anymore. Because I can go so deep, but I won't even wake up. It's hard to wake up. Even the trace mineral drops, I don't do those as much anymore. Brother Yosef, seeing your window open can be a sign of your conscience is growing. I don't understand that question. Seeing your window open. I don't understand that question, family. We are already cyborgs. That could be true. A lot of us are. That's why a lot of us can't be spiritual. But some of us have DNA that's going to go against what they're doing. Like a lot of these little babies growing today, stuff ain't going to affect them like that. Are we moving to the next phase of the Kali Yuga? Where the Kali Yuga is happening. The world is being destroyed. And a new world will emerge very soon, family. But it's going to be a world like no other. That whole cycle of the Kali Yuga is a wheel. We're coming off the wheel this time. We're going somewhere new. Someone said that's why they don't do face recognition or thumbprints for authentication. It's crazy because now at all the airports they make you do a face they make you do a face recognition, right? That's why I make sure I get my tribal ID. I make sure I get it in the system, in their system. And I take a video of it. I take a video of where I use my tribal ID. I want it in your system. I got evidence that it could be used. But you got your good airports, your bad airports. Some are a little bit more uptight than others. Seeing a window open in a dream can be a sign of your consciousness growing. I'm not sure about that, family. So that's what I wanted people to take away from this. We need land in the fifth dimension? Absolutely not. Whatever in the fifth dimension, whatever you think about is yours. It's like I'll be telling people, right now you're asleep. You think you're awake. But when you wake up at night, when you go to sleep, you actually wake up. And in that world, you can do anything you want. You can fly. You can walk on water. You can breathe underwater. You can run up mountains, jump off mountains and fly. You do whatever you want. That's why it's important to dream. If you're a person that's not dreaming, you're going to have a serious problem when you pass away. Because sleeping is how you practice death. You're learning how to die when you sleep. And that's what your death is going to be like. So if you have a bunch of bad dreams, you need to work on yourself. Because when you die, those things that's chasing your dreams, they're going to chase you when you die. All right. So I want to push everybody. Get your dream stuff going on. This is a good question. Is interstellar travel still possible even when we live inside the firmament underwater? So I always tell you guys for years that the fourth dimension is where the real planets are. Everything you're seeing is it's a hologram, right? The frequency will change, and we will not have a firmament anymore. One day, eventually in the future, the firmament will be lifted. You got to understand the firmament is here to so no one comes in and bother us. Certain groups don't come bother us. That's what the firmament is for. But everything you see, the stars and all that stuff, it's all a hologram, man. It's all a hologram. So right now, when they're talking about traveling to other planets and stuff, they're actually going to a whole nother. They're going to a whole nother universe, whole nother dimension. Like some people think the Anunnaki come from space. No, the Anunnaki come from another timeline and dimension. That's how they got here. They didn't come from space. There is no space on the third dimension. It just looks like there's space. When we get to the fourth dimension, there is space. So you watch Star Wars and Star Trek and all, that's all in the fourth dimension. Superman, Batman, the Flash, Wonder Woman, those are fourth dimensional beings. So when we get to those levels, yes, powers will activate inside of people. That's how you know we're there. People will get powers. I pray I live to see that day. You know what I mean? I know I won't be here for the fifth dimension. Some of y'all want to live to 400 or 500 years. I'm not trying to. My prayer is always, Spirit, let me live to see grandchildren. Let me see some grandbabies. You know what I mean? And I'm happy. I can go on to the next dimension after that. All right. Let me see here. I'm gonna get out of here in a second, family. I don't think I had any. Okay. But yes, I think you guys are watching. All right. Thank you guys for watching. If you want more of me, you can come on my my Patreon channel. That's where I'm at most of the time. My son is 10. He's getting attacked in his dreams. How can I help him? He doesn't want to sleep at night. And now he has seizures. Oh my God. So what I'm going to recommend you do is there's a prayer on the internet called the Miracle Prayer. In truth, it's called the Anabacoak. Anabacoak, right? I want you to play that in his room. I also want you to print the 42 letter name of God off the internet for free. You could print it out and hang it up in his room. Right? I want you to do that, family. And I want you to start monitoring what he watches. I have a 10-year-old daughter. Right? I have a 10-year-old daughter. And she's not allowed to watch certain stuff. But sometimes these kids are on these tablets and we don't know what they're watching. We got to be careful because stuff can get stuck in their mind. So print out the 42. You can do that tonight. Print out the 42 letter name of God. It's literally called the 42 letter name of God. And you're going to print that out and hang it up in his room. You could put one under inside his pillowcase and hang one on his wall. That will help him. And what you can do as well is take a bottle of oil, a small bottle of olive oil, put it on top of the 42 letter name of God. That's all you got to do. Put it on top of there for a day, 24 hours. Let it charge and then rub some on his head before you go to sleep at night. See, but I also recommend you playing the prayer in the background, the Anabacoak, because it will go into a subconscious mind while he's sleeping. It'll protect him. All right. So Dream Ascension put up the spelling for it. ANABEKOACH. Shout out to Dr. Mitchell Gibson. He was the one that put us on to that years ago. All right. So also, you know, because if the person your child's having stuff in his dreams, then it's attacking him in his mind. So it's not really the house so much, but the stuff you put around him, he will pick it up in the subconscious mind when you sleep. So if you play that while you can look it right up on YouTube. It's called the Anabacoic. And it will play it in the background. It'll help him. Guaranteed. I'll answer this last question. Number one goal while you're here should be to build your aura. Yes. That's one thing you want to do. If your aura gets big enough. I did a video called how to I think it was called How to Prepare for Death. And building a good aura is everything. That's why people need to move to the country more so their aura can get bigger. When you're stuck in these major cities, your aura is small. You get around nature, your aura expands. That's why you feel good when you're around nature. Your aura expands. All right. So thank you guys once again. Here's the information to the event. I thank you guys for watching. I'll be back on here very soon. So I want to come in here and give you guys some updates on what I think you guys should be paying attention to. Don't get focused on the alien stuff. Focus on you. Don't focus on all the alien stuff, family. Focus on you. Focus on getting your money. Focus on completing your destiny. The aliens ain't got nothing. You didn't come here to see aliens. You came here to complete your destiny. And I'm into aliens, right? But that's not my concern. My concern is making sure I complete my destiny here. And that should be your concern as well, family. All right. Now we get to see all the aliens and the UFO. That's great. That comes with it. That's wonderful. But let's focus on our destinies, family. All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and love. You guys have a great evening. Peace.